Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are showcasing the Regulator. It's a pistol, obviously, as you can see. It looks like a barrel pistol, so we're probably looking at another 6-shooter. Very basic design, wooden handle, wooden foregrip, simplistic iron sight. Screams Freestar Collective. This is the advanced version. I have searched high and low for a standard regulator or even a refined one, and it's just not dropping for me. It's been driving me nuts. So this is the best I could find. The basic differences between an advanced and your standard ones is just the physical damage is higher. So this one will hurt a little bit more when you compare it to the basic low-level version. But as always, if you are going to watch this and opt to give this one a go, then look for a blue, look for a purple, or look for a legendary, because you just get better stats all around, and you get some traits to make things far more interesting. If you want to buy any of the variants of this, I don't know about the uniques, but the advanced and all the other types of the white version, then you're looking at Best Defense, Centurion Arsenal, Laredo Firearms, or Neon Tactical. I'm pretty certain that I've seen this mostly in Laredo Firearms, but that's just me. Could be different for everybody. The ammo for this is the 43 Ultra Mag. Magazine is 8, so not so much a 6-shooter. Fire rate is 18, range of 26, so relatively close range, but it says that for most pistols, but as we've been seeing, I can get mid-range out of them. 73% accuracy, which is about standard. It's actually a little higher than some other pistols, and it holds 7 modification slots, so you get to play around with it quite a bit. It's got a good list of modifications. You can fit a suppressor to this one, so it can be nicely silenced. You can get a reflex sight, you put in penetrator rounds, you can mess around with the muzzle, you can extend the barrel, high velocity or high powered rounds, hair trigger, glow sights. You can extend the magazine, and you can also fit armor piercing rounds, so you can turn this into quite the stopping weapon. I've never used this one at all, so I don't know how this is going to behave. I don't know how good it is or how bad it is, so this is a learning experience for me. I tried to pick somewhere that is hopefully going to be nicely high level. I don't know what they are, but if we're really lucky, it'll be a fair fight. So, iron sights, nothing to really scream about. What you see is what you get. 8 shots in the magazine. Let's see what trouble we can get into. Just got to find somebody first. Shouldn't take long. There we go. 62. Before we get going, always cover the basics. Combat talent points. I have ballistics, 1 point, which is a 10% increase for ballistic weapons. This is ballistic weapons, so I get an increase in that. I have 1 point in the pistol certifications, so I will get another 10% for using pistols. Applies to this. And I have 2 in targeting, so when I'm hip firing, I will get range and accuracy bonus. And I have 2 in reloading, so I get a 30% increase in reloading speed. Nothing else will apply, or I've been bothered unlocking. So compare that to your own talents, and I am level, I think I hit 103 earlier on. So as we saw, there is a level 62 in front of me and a level 6. So fair-ish fight. If I run across some armoured people, this is really going to be a test. So let's see what we can do. Hip firing first. It's not bad. Oh, someone's got a mag shield. a little bit. It's better when you get closer. So definitely not going to be one of those weapons that you're going to want range with in its basicest forms. It's going to be one that you're going to want to close the gap with. So either be quick on your feet, use your boost pack, or stealth. But once you get in close, don't miss like me. You should be able to do a decent amount of damage. He's really high level. See, 98, so right up close to my level. Bye. Well, can't ask for a fairer description than that. Only a couple levels between us, and it took almost 3 magazines to take him down, and with a couple of headshots in there. Oh, that's embarrassing. A level 2 and I miss again. Oh god, that's terrible. So, I mean, it's not a bad weapon. It's definitely got some stopping power to it. You can get headshots off it, all the better. I mean, I am just hip firing. Before I go too far down the criticism route, and I'm trying not to, but before I do, then let's just try aiming down the sights. I'm sure I can find someone around here somewhere. 2 on my radar. Guessing you're inside. We do have a couple of buildings to clear, so we'll give that a go. So I should reload before I go in there. Okay, 98. Doesn't seem to be that much difference between hip firing. If anything, I actually think this is a little slower. And the recoil is horrible. I mean, it doesn't affect the shot so much as what you can see. The recoil on your hip firing. Let's finish looting. The recoil on the hip firing, as you can see. Oh, reload before you start firing. 8 shots. It's not that cumbersome. Doesn't get in your way, and the reticle doesn't move up and down. But when you aim down the sights, that recoil can be a problem if you start speeding up the shot. It's not so much that you're missing, it's just that the gun gets in the way, so when you're trying to make sure you're keeping the target in sight, you lose it. So a laser sight might help a little bit with that, and you can put a reflex sight on it, which would give you a small targeting screen, which would certainly help, I think. So something to consider if you're going to use this weapon. You might want to put a sight on it, or just keep hip firing. I've got to say, I do prefer hip firing over aiming down the sights for a lot of weapons. It's just more comfortable for me. So yeah, I don't want to take anything away from it. It's certainly got plenty of stopping power. It's sensible enough to use. You can get the 43 Ultra Mag ammunition all over the place, so you're not going to struggle to find the ammunition if this is the weapon you're going to go after. I do think that, assuming you do get a coloured one and you start messing around and you start putting things like the armour-piercing rounds, a hair trigger, the laser sight, you put a muzzle brake on it or a silencer, maybe even the semi-automatic upgrade, which would seriously upgrade the stopping power, the fire rate. That with an extended magazine, and you could probably probably do quite a bit of damage with this. once it's properly set up. I mean, again, this is just the advanced version. It's just how I found it. I've not modified it in any way. So it's as basic as I can possibly make it without finding a really low level one. When I say low level one, obviously there are no levels to the weapons, but it's just literally it reads as regulator rather than advanced regulator, and it just affects the base physical damage. That's it. There's nothing extra special about the advanced version other than it just hits a little harder. So, into the robotic sniper from the west. So yeah, definitely look for your coloured variants. I think they will make all the difference, especially if you can get a really good trait. If you could get something like explosive rounds, which will occasionally fire off an explosive round instead of your standard round, I think that would make all the difference. Some of the modifications I read out would absolutely turn this weapon into a really good shot stopper. Very unhappy. You certainly can't rapid fire with this thing. You are limited to the speed at which you can unload. I was kind of hoping I might be able to hamstring in there. I do like the fact that you can melee with your weapons. You can stumble them that way. It's a good way to get a little bit of a tactical advantage. Oh, they're really angry. Oh, that's a good shot. Don't often say that about myself. Still shooting at me. Where are they? Ah, he's up here. Going back in. Another heal. I'm going through the healing potions now. Armoured. Again, if you place your shots and get the headshots, you'll do more damage as well. Actually hitting your target is also incredibly helpful. There we go. So yeah, there, it's the regulator. It's not so much a starting pistol. It took me quite a while to find it. I do accept that it is totally random. Other people could well have got this one really early and tried it out. I've just been really unlucky. But it's a nice little weapon. It's not going to be one of my all-time favourite pistols. I would rate the Eon or the Urban Eagle way above this one. But I'm not taking anything away from it either. I can complain and say that it's weak or it's underpowered or it's uncomfortable to use. It's just not. What I'm asking it to do is quite extensive. I mean, these are really high level mobs, and this isn't the type of setup weapon that you want to be taking into a gunfight like this. This is definitely a scenario where you're going to want a proper setup. So it's still doing just fine, but it is definitely one you want to upgrade before taking it into a fight. Running all over the place. How did you shoot me through a wall? Where do I get that ability? As you can see, as soon as the levels go up to closer to my range, then it just isn't capable of doing the 1 or 2 shot kills that it should be doing. I do believe that once it's properly upgraded, this weapon will perform a lot better than what you're seeing here. So don't judge it on what you're seeing from my video, please. It's just not going to be totally accurate. I do believe it can do a lot better. No, you're not. I was hoping for a good weapon after that fight. Never mind. I do have one mob left. There he is. I think he just got stuck. Okay. So that we'll wrap that one up there. So the Regulator. Seriously, it's not a bad weapon. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot better. It's basic. It's simple. But definitely look for your coloured version. Get some traits on there. Upgrade it. Spend the resources in getting this thing set up properly, and I think you could turn an 8-shot single slow target shooting weapon into something that would deal significantly more damage. I really do think that once you get some high-powered rounds in this, you turn it into a semi-automatic. If you can get something like 12 to 15 rounds into a magazine with the magazine upgrades, then I do think this thing will probably tear through mobs at your particular level without any hassle whatsoever. I also think you could probably raise the accuracy. Estimation would probably be somewhere in the 80s, would be my guess. No, I haven't done anything like this, so don't quote me on that, but I reckon I do think it would go into the 80s with some proper modifications. So there we go. That is the Regulator. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you're going to give it a go, please let me know what you're doing with it, what you thought of it, what you thought of this video. If you've got criticisms or comments, send us a message. I will reply to anything if I can. A thumbs up would be hugely appreciated. Subscribe if you want to. There's loads and loads of showcase videos on my channel, with many more to come. I've almost done all of the standard weapons that I can find, and I am making lists on all the unique weapons that you can find and starting to collect some of them. The videos are starting to come out slowly now. I'm also working on other games, so some different videos other than Starfield will be appearing on my channel as well. So yeah, thanks again. And before I go, huge thank you to all my subscribers. At the time of recording this video, I was at 36, so it is continuing to ever so slowly climb. Huge thank you to those people. You know who you are if you are watching this video. It's much appreciated. It's fantastic to see, and I'm hoping it will continue to rise. So I will see you all in the next one.